Jay Garvens here, host of the Jay Garvens Show. I really advise you to tune in this week. I've got a great show for you that's pretty unique, so I suggest you sit down and just listen to this message for a minute, then tune into the show. Market Mania is the name of this show, where in Colorado Springs, which is no different than Denver or Austin or Nashville or San Bernardino, any hot city for that matter, real estate is incredible, and anything that's $250,000 and below in Colorado Springs is requiring escalation clauses and competition, 4, 5, 7, 10 couples on each property. If you're a seller, this is great. If you're a buyer, this is a challenge. But let's stop for a second and look at the alternative. And if you're someone that's all afraid that the market is too hot and might correct, it's probably time you just sit down and pull your head out of your ass and think about the blessings we have in the United States. Because I'm going to flip the camera here and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like in other places, like, say, Havana, Cuba, where if you bought $1 million house, you might have, let's say, hypothetically, two brothers that decide a revolt is needed in a revolution, and you have your house, and all of a sudden, this is what you have behind you. You've got $1 million house built in, say, the 1940s. Absolutely picturesque work. Oh, I'm sorry. You see the retaining walls there. You have absolutely pristine doorways and everything. Maybe 60 years ago in the 1950s when this thing was built. Totally abandoned now, worthless. Not only do the brothers take the government, but they take your entire will to own the house, to build the house, to have the ability to sell the house, to have an economy. I got roosters crowing around here on empty streets, and people like you are complaining that the market might be correcting and our houses might not be as valuable as they were a year ago. So probably the three things I want you to focus on, maybe 4 this week. I'll throw in an extra one here as I see a statue of Stalin in the front of that place, is this. Number 1, just count your blessings where you are, okay? And stop being a snowflake. Number 2, make sure that you get a really good real estate agent who knows what he or she are doing, because you got to be on your A game right now if you're a buyer agent. If you're not, have the humility to go work for someone who is. Number 2, you want to make sure that you get a mortgage lender that can actually get you a pre-approval before you go out on the street, because that's really as good as cash. And number 3, you better get a plan for a loan that doesn't have any seller proceeds. You better get a plan for escalation clauses and what you're going to do. And you better choose the timing of the market, because unless you want to be stuck at a Walmart on Saturday afternoon with unbelievable crowds, or at a gas station on 4th of July, or worse yet, and back in the 70s when you had odd and even gas days, you have to get a plan. So I appreciate you. I want you to tune in this week as we get real on the Jay Garvens Show. Here's one more. Out of here from Havana, Cuba. That's what $1 million mansion looks like before the freaking Fidel Castro brothers take it.